Thank you, Howard Hampton. We had the wisdom years ago not only to set up a provincial electrical utility, but to establish municipal utilities as well, which would be close to the people. Toronto Hydro workers have been unionized since 1913. It gives me pleasure to introduce their president, the president of CUPE Local One, Bruno Silano.
Thank you very much, Sir Adam. Thank you, sisters and brothers. My name is Bruno Silano. I'm the current president of CUPE Local One. I represent over 1,300 workers at Toronto Hydro. And I want to be able to tell you briefly that we have seen as workers at Toronto Hydro the devastating effects that deregulation has had on a local utility. Since 1995, through 3 successive downsizings, over 1,000 quality, good-paying jobs have been eliminated. This, when the government introduced Bill 35, part of the title of that piece of legislation was an act to create jobs. We've seen nothing but the opposite, the elimination of good quality jobs. I want to tell you that wherever you're from across the province of Ontario, your municipal utility, if it hasn't been sold and bought up by Hydro One, you're feeling, I suspect, the same pressures that the citizens of Toronto are experiencing under deregulation, and that is rate increases, an increase in service interruptions. Reliability has in fact gone way down under deregulation. Our utilities have been forced to commercialize and return a profit to their shareholders. And as I've said earlier, we've seen the elimination of thousands of good jobs right across this province. However, our local did not throw up our hands and say, this is nothing we can do, this is the way the government wants to see it be done. No, a year ago, our local passed a motion at a general membership meeting that we should form a coalition. And that coalition, as we know it today, is the Ontario Electricity Coalition. And Brother Connor is going to be speaking to you about that. But we thought we need to form something. We need to throw up some sort of fight to try to prevent the privatization and the rip-off of the people of Ontario. And we did that. We did that by getting involved and talking to other labor organizations and other community groups, environmental groups, social justice groups across the province. And lo and behold, before we knew it, on September 10th, we had our kickoff meeting in 2001, and we had a coalition. And we started to work and mobilize at the grassroots level. A lot of hard work, a lot of thanks to Sister Charlene Mueller, Brother Paul Connor, John Wilson, Brother Rob Fairley, and others who've put in long hours going across the province, trying to mobilize people. And one of our basic goals as a coalition was, let's form chapters across the province. And we were able to do that. We've got chapters in Windsor, in London, in Peterborough, Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie. And some of you, I see you here today, and I'm very pleased that you're here today. And as part of that, we also said we wanted to pass resolutions at municipal councils opposing deregulation and privatization. We were successful there. Over 30 municipal councils have passed resolutions opposing deregulation and privatization, representing over 4.5 million Ontarians. We were also successful in getting our national union, along with the Communication, Energy and Paper Workers Union, involved in the court battle to stop the privatization of Hydro One. Sisters and brothers, on April 19th, I will never forget that day. I was there when Judge Gans made his decision, and we stopped the largest privatization in Canadian history. The battle's not over. It can still be won. I also want to say that we also have a very big battle in our hands with trying to stop the retailers. One of the most controversial issues of this government's whole scam has been these door-to-door retailers taking advantage of citizens. Premier Eaves and his predecessor Mike Harris had one of their basic rules to opening the electricity market was that consumers would be protected. Well, I can tell you consumers have not been protected. And for any of us here who have been Subject to the harassment by some of the door-to-door retailers, I can tell you they have signed up over 1 million Ontarians, and in a recent poll, over 80% of them did not know that they had signed up for over 80% did not know that they had signed up for an increase in power when they signed those retail contracts. The government has failed to protect the citizens of Ontario. They continue to do nothing, but we will continue to push until the market is closed. Eliminate the retailers and that market is closed. It's not that difficult. It's been done in California, and it can be done here in the province of Ontario. Sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know that the fight for public power will continue. The Ontario Electricity Coalition is launching into phase 2 of its campaign. Brother Carnard again will speak to you about that. But with your support, the support of the Ontario New Democratic Party, public power can remain to serve the citizens of Ontario and not to serve the interests of Bay Street. Thank you very much for your time. Please join the Ontario Electricity Coalition.